All right, everybody. We got another very special guest, a returning special guest this week. Everybody, welcome to the show, David Whalen. How we doing,
Hey
Dave?
guys. Hey Chris, Mike. Thanks for having me on again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Gotta get the interview done before you get to watch the big game. Your
Who they
Bengals
think
are,
gonna beat them Bengals?
yeah. I'm rooting for you, man. I hope they win today.
Yeah,
They
been
deserve it. That's for
33
sure.
years in the making. So,
Yeah,
so let's see if they can pull it out.
yeah. Let's see it.
I know the
Yeah,
feeling.
yeah. You have the Philly fan over there that knows that.
Oh yeah, jeez.
Yeah. So what's up, man? Welcome back. You got some stuff you want to talk about? You got coming out? You want our listeners to be aware of? So what's going on with the Offspring? I know we talked about that last time, but where are we with installments and issues, trades?
Yeah, I had issue 17 come out right before Christmas, and of
Mm,
course, being this not being my full time job, teaching and Christmas and New Year's and all kind of took over. So, but I
yeah.
was able to get another one shot out.
Okay.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, the Offspring. I just had issue 17 come out right before Christmas, right before the holidays,
Mm,
and working on getting issue 18 out. Hopefully by the end of this month. I'm really close. I'm crossing my fingers, and my wife and kids are like, put down the drawing pencil for a second, stop drawing, let's get this. Let's play some games. I go, no, I got to get this done. So,
yeah.
so I'm working real hard, and actually the I think that issue 18, some of the visuals and the overall story that I put out is probably one of the best stories I've ever done,
Awesome.
visually and just conceptually as a whole story from beginning to end. All those little links all coming together and all those little
Mm,
things happening. So I'm really happy with it, and I can't wait. My plan is to get to at least issue 23 by the end of
mm,
this year. I'm working on getting issue 50 issues done for the whole
wow.
series. So to be able to be that close to halfway done before the end of this year is going to be amazing for me. Just to be able to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is an
Hmm.
ending that I'm working towards,
Cool.
and just knowing that I'm continuously moving forward with it. And I can't wait for
Yeah.
people to read. I can't wait for people to see the overall story, but it's those individual stories throughout too that are really that I'm really happy with, that these characters are growing and changing the way they are.
That's awesome. 50 issues too. I mean, that's nice that you have like an end in sight for it. And that it's attainable for you and stuff. So, I can't remember. Did you start funding these on Kickstarter, or are you just doing all this on your own? I could.
Yeah, I'm pretty much a one man band.
Yeah.
I've been doing it by myself and growing and changing and learning through the whole
Hmm.
process. It's always a learning process, and
Yep.
I have been lucky enough to be able to have some colorists come in. The last colorist that I just actually, for Volume 4 of The Offspring, they have right here.
Yeah,
I
that
was
looks
lucky
great.
enough to be able to have a colorist come in for those 3 issues, which is the first time travel story. They
Mm.
time travel back into the Civil War,
Yep.
and Chris McCauley from Dark Universe. He works with Bram Stoker from Dracula.
Hmm.
He does a lot of stuff with 007. He's worked with Disney, Marvel. He's worked with DC.
Yep.
He's got a whole bunch of stuff going. He messaged me probably about a year and a half ago and said, "Hey, I like what you're doing. What do you need?"
Hmm.
And I said, oh, boy, I would love a colorist to be able to focus on the other things. He goes, "Yeah, send me your pages. I'll color 'em." And
Wow.
he, like, within, I had a whole issue done at that point, so I sent him 4 or 5 pages. I got him back within 3 or 4 days, and it was amazing. It was great.
Wow. That's
So for
awesome.
him to be able to do that whole, he knew he couldn't do it forever, but he said, "Hey, how many issues is this story?" And I
Hmm.
said 3. He goes, "I'll do that whole arc for you." And
Wow.
he was able to get it done, and it looks amazing. And being the first time travel story and knowing the impact it's going to have on the whole story, I
Hmm.
was so happy that he was able to come in and do that for me. And the cover, I don't know if you can see the
Yeah.
cover. Let's try to get
Yeah.
that glare out of there. The cover was done by a good friend of mine, Gerald Motos, who does a lot of podcast stuff also with Comics Cast.
Okay. Yep.
And I asked him, "Hey," I said, "you've got a great style." He hadn't really ever published anything before,
Hmm.
which is a travesty in my
Yeah.
mind. So
Yeah. I mean, it's
I asked
awesome.
him. I said, "Hey, do you want to do a cover for this Volume 4, this collected trade?" And he was a little like, "Oh, I don't want to mess it up." I'm like, You're not going to mess it up. Don't
Yeah.
worry."
Yeah.
And he came back to me with I gave him all the issues, and he read them. The next day, came back with a thumbnail. I'm like, "Yeah, man, this is exactly." is exactly what I wanted it to be. You nailed it. And within a week, he had it, and within 2 weeks, the trade was out. It was amazing. It was a great collaboration. So I'm really lucky to be able to have people that I can count on if I need it. But like I said, for the most part, I'm a one man band doing it, doing most of the work by myself. Lucky to have some editors come in and cross all my I's and dot all my T's.
Hmm.
But yeah, for the most part, I'm able to just sit in a room and get it done, which I really enjoy.
That's awesome. So we have a path ahead. So do you um talk about the fan base for the comic? I mean, because you've been putting out issue by issue. Do you see the fan base, staying right along with you with all these issues, or how do you see those numbers going for you?
Yeah, they're going pretty good.
Yep.
I think that with the one shots that I put out, I've been able to put out 5 1 shots in the last 2 years.
Hmm.
And they're all different genres, all different characters, all different stories. I like to say that they're enclosed stories. There's a beginning and there's an end to those one shots, but I always try to leave more threads to be able to pull on, to be able to, if something takes off, that people want to see more of. There's enough there to be able to do more stuff with it. A great example is the Sock Hop Killer,
Hmm.
which was one of the one shots I put out with a great guy for horror, Paul Dulski, who
Okay.
does the Everything Horror podcast, and
Yep.
he creates
Awesome.
B movies and everything.
Hmm.
I messaged him one day and said, "Hey, I have this idea, but I don't have a story yet. What do you think?" And within a half hour talking to him, we had a story all ready to go. Well, within 2 or 3 days of that Hot Sock Hop Killer coming out,
Hmm.
we were getting email message after message. When's #2 coming out? When's the sequel coming out?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it was probably 2 months of people just saying, where's the next one? Where's the next
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
And he actually just finished the first script, the first run of the script. They handed to me a couple of days. I haven't had a chance to read the whole thing, but I
Hmm.
like the direction that he's going in. So it's that kind of feedback that I keep getting from the one shots, which each one is a different genre. So there'll be different people that'll
Yep.
be looking at different genres. So there'll be people who really like Will Aliens Do My Homework? That's more sci-fi thriller.
Right. Yep.
There'll be people who like Shady Lady, which is more of like a dark noir detective type
Hmm.
story.
Yep.
So I'm really lucky to be able to branch off into different kinds of groups of people, and I hear from frequently, hey, when's the next this one coming out, or what's your next story coming out, to see if
Hmm.
that's something that they'd be interested in reading. And I found that the one shots are a great opportunity for people who are a little weary of indie comics creators who do ongoing series.
Yep.
The one shots are a great bridge to be able to get an idea of my style, get an idea of my storytelling, and decide if they
Hmm.
want to read, an ongoing series like The Offspring, to be able to
Hmm.
see if it's a jumping off point, to be able to see it's something that they're interested in doing. I've had some people say, "Hey, I've read a couple of your one shots, and I've just started picking up Offspring, and I love it. I can't wait for the next issue," which is amazing as an indie creator.
Yeah. That's awesome. And that latest one shot. So you said something about like a clown serial killer thing. What is that?
Yeah, so it's my old editor. He actually had to leave. He had some things he needed to do in his personal life. So
Hmm.
he, about 3 issues of The Offspring ago, he messaged me and said, "I'm really sorry, I can't edit anymore." I said, "No problem." I said, "I completely understand. I appreciate all the work you've done for me up until now. Let me know if and when you want to come back." Well, about 3 or 4 months after that, he messaged me and says, "Hey, I can't come back and edit, but I've got this story that I think we could really make something with." So
Hmm.
he gave me the script, and quite honestly, I loved it. There were so many great visuals, and great little things that I'd never quite seen connected together before. And I don't want to give away the big twist in
Yeah.
the middle
Yep.
of it,
Hmm.
but it's essentially a man who dresses as a clown, and he fights crime, and it's like that really, and he's kind of a jerk. It's
Hmm.
like that really like teetering on like detective but weird,
Hmm.
kind of a thing. Like really like really teeter totter in that line of, this is really messed up,
Yeah.
but it's also a solid story with a fun twist in the middle. So it was real fun to be able to come up with the look of the characters, have it be something different than just your normal. You
Hmm.
don't want it to be Joker. You don't
Right.
want it to be like the Spawn clown. I can't remember his name right now.
Yep.
You don't want it to be that kind of thing. So I think I came up with a pretty solid design that looks different and weird enough to be able to have him stand out from some of the other clown Ronald McDonald type stuff that's going on.
Are you willing to say that he's better than Obnoxio the Clown?
Better. That's a strong word. Different.
That's awesome.
Comparisons are hard,
Yeah, for sure. That's
Love
amazing,
me so,
though.
Obnoxio the Clown.
I don't know if I'd want to be saved by a clown on the street. I'd rather just get mugged. I don't know.
Yeah, I've had some people who have that fear of clowns.
Yeah, right.
Clowns are creepy. Clowns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they're like, I don't know if I'm going to read this because it's creepy. I'm going to read it because it's creepy.
Right.
That's why you're reading it, because it's creepy.
Exactly. That's awesome. So you have the Volume 4 Offspring. You have the one-shots. And how many issues are in each volume of the Offspring? Is that just how the story arc goes, or is it a specified amount of issues?
I usually try to keep it really depends on how the stories fall throughout the series. So the first volume has issues 1 through 4.
Okay.
It's really the first story arc. It's their origins of how they got together. The number 2, volume 2, if I can find it right here, volume 2 actually has 6 issues in it.
Okay.
Because it's 2 individual issues for each of the 3 main characters. Mm-hmm. So each character gets a 2-issue story arc to be able to shine a little bit. The other characters are there also, but each character gets a chance to be able to be kind of foot first and get a little backstory onto them and get a little bit more information about their story. And then volume 3, the Landslide Saga, which gives this is like the end of season 1.
Okay.
So it goes all the way up to issue 13. And this is really where we start to answer some of those questions. And I think that this is really one of the ones that turned out the best.
Oh, wow.
It's one of the first times where I looked at my colors and said, that's what I want it to look like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where you're always trying new stuff and it's a learning process.
Yep.
But with this, the Landslide Saga Volume 3, I was like, I'm finding it. I'm finding my voice with colors, definitely. And this actually, with it only being 3 issues for the Offspring, our first one-shot, Shady Lady, is in there as a backup story also.
Oh, awesome! That's really cool. You did that.
Yeah, so you get 3 issues of the Offspring in one shot also to be able to again kind of figure out different things that I'm doing with different genres. Volume 4 was the same way, 3-issue story arc, and then our one shot I Won't Stop, which is a superhero story, but I think with a pretty solid twist that shows that pretty recognizable superhero like Superman or Captain Marvel or whatever it is, but with I think a pretty good psychological twist there that has something a little bit different for superhero lovers.
I think what you're doing is awesome, including those one shots with the included story arcs. And yeah, I mean, it's awesome that you have more issues to put out and stuff. So, and I know you do the Correct Handed Comics is your publishing under, right? That's your company.
Yes.
So where can we get the issues and the trades and all this awesome stuff you're talking about?
Yeah, there are links to every single book I've ever created, including my first novel.
Okay.
It's a Western. I'm trying to get every genre in before I
really.
Last Ride to Tyburn. And it's a full-length novel, and I think, again, it's got a great twist ending to it. But you can get all my books, correcthandedcomics.com. There are links to everything I've ever created there, and some preview stuff also, some different information about me and about some of the books that are upcoming. And it's correcthandedcomics.com. You can find it. It's hopefully, when you Google it, it's one of the first 3 that pop up. Hopefully.
Yeah. I would think.
You never know what that Google algorithm.
Yeah. Who the hell knows?
Bing. Bing might be one of the first 2 if you try Bing. Bing.com.
Yeah, I still use
Bing. Still a thing.
Yeah, Bing is still a thing. I use Bing all the time. I use it actually more than Google.
Yeah,
I always just use Google and DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
Ask Jeeves. Ask Jeeves is what I'm still using. David, hey man, it's awesome to always have you on the show. And we love to have you back every time you have more stuff, because you're just plugging along. You're grinding all this out, man, and it's awesome to see you keep doing it. So, and you plugged your website. Do you have any social media too you want our listeners to follow you on again?
Yeah, I do a lot of traffic: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you type in Correct Handed, Facebook is at Correct Handed Comics. Twitter and Instagram are correct_handed. My TikTok is Correct Handed.
Okay.
If you type in Correct Handed, more than likely I'll pop up.
Now, I think this is the first time someone's plugged a TikTok on our podcast, and I don't personally have a TikTok. But are you dancing on the TikTok, or are you drawing on the TikTok, or are you doing both?
Nobody wants to see that. No, I'm not dancing on the TikTok. Yeah, no, it's. I actually get I've gotten a lot of followers through TikTok. It's cool. I'm clearly not the demographic for TikTok. I'm clearly older than what they're probably shooting for. But I think that there are so many people that are doing what I'm doing on there, that there's a lot of people that are looking out for that kind of stuff on TikTok, and I've gotten a lot of connections from people on TikTok who move over to my website and to, usually not Facebook for the younger crowd, but Instagram and Twitter and those kind of things. So it's really worked out really well. I wish that I was able to put more videos on. I try to put a video a week on. And I wish I could do a video a day just to be able to keep it moving and keep people's eyeballs on it. But I'm an old tired man with a day job and 2 kids and a wife, so coming up with all those videos sometimes is difficult.
Yep. I mean, that's.
I will just dance with one of the volumes in my hand. Why not?
Nice. There you go. Yeah. You got to sell it. Awesome. David, thanks so much again.
Yeah. So David, also, always like to support left-handed people because we are superior than the right-handed people.
Yes, we are.
We're constantly running up that hill of them trying to drag us down, aren't they?
Yep.
So everybody, check the show notes down below. I'll have links to Correct Handed's website as well. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, David, thanks so much for being on again. And
thank you,
Chris. We'll talk again soon.
Yeah, thanks.